Well, good day, folks, and here we are at Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood, and there's the weather thing, like that, right there. And we're not doing that today, because of that. All right, anyway, I'm kind of getting fed up with the snow. So we're going to move on to this now today, I guess. What am I going to do? Oh, yeah. The son and I have decided we're not going to bother trying to time these blades at the moment, because they're not anywhere close to each other. That's as close as they get, is there. So they're not going to hit anyway. And all of this system is in good shape and working. It'd be just my luck that I take that apart and something would go haywire, and there it would not be working. And you just don't go to your local Massey Ferguson dealer and get parts for that anymore. That is for sure. So we've opted to leave it alone for now, and so I'm going to put the Por15 to that deck in there today. And because my son has moved ahead quite a lot on his MF8 tractor, has it running and driving and outside and moving, and so we're not really sure what we're going to do for the greasing the ends here. So we're going to take the shortcut and leave that alone for now too. But I did fill that roller with oil, and I rolled it around and tipped it this way and tipped it that way and rolled it around and all that stuff. So I'm reasonably sure I've got most of the inside covered with oil, and I'll do it again before I put it back on. And I also oiled the shaft here. And when I put it together, I'm going to put some axle grease in those bearings at the end here. And if we can think of it when we go to cut the grass, or when my son goes to use it, just squirt a little bit of oil in them, and that'll help make it last better. Still haven't come up with any kind of a plan to do that, because we really can't have any kind of a nipple sticking out of here, because that runs on the ground. And I don't know if you can get to it if you put a nipple in there or not, and that's not really getting to the bearing or to the bushing. So I don't know. I did have a great idea from the fellow I chat with, and he suggested to drill in from the end into where the bearing runs, and then drill in to the hole that you drilled through in here, and then put a grease nipple in the end here. That was a good idea, I thought. It still is a good idea, but I guess we're not going to go that route either. My son didn't like the idea of the holes in this way and that way. It would weaken the shaft, he figured, so. And yeah, I guess it would to a point, but I mean, I don't know if it would really do anything. It only runs on the ground. There's no real pressure other than the weight of the deck on it. But anyway, that's what his thinking is. So, and the other thing is, if we put a grease nipple here on one end, it would be fine, because you would never hit anything with it. But the other end is wide open, so that if you went a little too close to something, you would break the nipple off. So that was my thinking. So that's kind of my reason why I'd rather not do that. But it's a great idea. Yeah, I just son found a thing he didn't like, and I found a thing I didn't like about it, I guess. So anyway, so we're just gonna move along here because son is anxious to get the deck on and see how it's going to work. Although we don't have any grass because of all the snow coming down. Anyway, he's all excited to get the thing mobile and going. So I'm just going to put it back together, grease it up the best way I know how for now, and we'll put the Por15 onto the deck, and that'll help keep her from rusting any further. All right, I don't know where I'm going to set you up here for this goings on, but I might have to take up the camera holding thing, I guess. It's down there by the wood, so. All right, just hang on a second. I'll see what I can do to get you set up here somewhere. So Por15 is kind of finicky kind of stuff. So if you buy a can of it, you open the can and you put it back, or close the can, it may harden on you, and then you've lost the whole can. So what I did is I cleaned out this oil can, and that's what I stored it in. And this has been a year, I think, since I've used it last. It's still liquidy, so that's good. The other things they say about it is put it into a different container, pour some out of here into this, and use up your brush and this. When you're done, don't take this stuff and pour it back in there, because that'll ruin the rest of it. So it's very kind of finicky stuff. So, and it's got to be airtight seal on the can you're going to store it in. But it works good, and I know on this kind of a surface it's going to soak right in and adhere to that quite nicely. If you try to put it on a shiny, smooth surface, it won't stick. It has to be a rusty surface is the best reason, I think, for it. Or a sanded surface is the other thing that you need, but shiny, smooth surface, it won't stick to that. So now I don't know how much I'm going to need here, so I'm just going to pour some in, and if I use it all, then I'll add more to it. But like I say, don't take this stuff at the end and put it back in here. That'll ruin it for sure. We'll try that much for now. And I forget how long this stuff takes to dry, but I don't think it's all that long. There, that's about it. Doesn't take long to do. It tends to go quite far. I do have a wee little bit left, so I've actually wasted a bit. But I will put it on here somewhere. And knowing the way the deck works, the bad spots, I'll put an extra coat on the bad spots where the grass collects. And that way I won't waste any. Yeah, that's pretty well got it used up. That deck will be in good shape for another 50 years. Alright, I'll show you what to use to clean this up with. Well, that's the stuff there that I use. Get it pretty well anywhere. I got this at Canadian Tire, but that'll clean up the brush in the container just nicely. Okay, so we'll give you a little look here. I get you a little closer. Get you off the camera holding thing. Great tool, that. There we go. So she's all done up. Like I say, it doesn't take long. And a little bit of that Por15 seems to go a long way. Yeah, that's good stuff. I forget how long it takes to dry, but I'm kind of guessing by tomorrow this time it'll be dry. Alright, so we'll go over here and have a look at something now. If you just remember the wood, that pile of wood is what was left in the garage there from the other day. That's what's left now. So that'll be gone by the end of the day. So then that means I have to start burning the stuff that I brought in. Yeah. Anyway, the vicious circle in the wood business. And we're still working on this. I was kind of hoping to see if I could get it going today, but it still has some time to go yet. So there will be a video coming up on that if it works, from the new information that I had gotten. Alright, so I'm going to clean up my brush and put all that stuff away, and hopefully you have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, and also hopefully it's not snowing in your area. Alright, goodbye now.